is my Department of Biology. So today we learn about different shape, size and number of cells and how organisms are made up of with the cells. Now just we recall our previous class. In previous class we have discussed about structure of microscope and what is the mechanism of microscope and who invented microscope. And later I told you about cell theory. The cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life. This is a concept of cell. This is known as cell theory. And in that cell theory we have discussed about three different scientists and also I said about cell theory, some other points of cell theory. And now we look at about cell shape first of all, later size. So what is a cell shape? The cell shape, some of them are in round, some of them are in oval, some of them are in long, some are oblong, some of do not have any shape. So based on this shape, the cell function is dependent. Actually, the cell shape of the cell, any shape of the cell is related to its function. How it is related to its function? The shape, how it is related to its function. So generally, for example, look at oval shape. Blood cells are in oval shape, round shape. What is the function of blood in our body? The function of blood in our body carries oxygen to different parts of the cell. Am I right? And also carry organic and inorganic parts, inorganic materials to different parts of the cell. And how they carry and how they move. For example, take a rod-shaped object and take a round-shaped object. Both, which one goes fast and far? You know it? Ball. Am I right? Like the red blood cells functioning to carry oxygen, nutrients to the different parts of the body, so that their cells are in round shape or oval shape. So any cell shape depends upon its function. If not, you look at the another one. Spindle shape. Spindle shapes are muscle cells. See, the center point is round, but the edges are pointed, are like stretched, so that they are known spindle. Why they are as a spindle? For example, you look at about elastic. Normally it is in normal position, but when you stretch, it expanded. Again, it should come normal. So what is the function of muscle in our body? Helps in contraction and relaxation. So for contraction, it should be relaxed and relaxed and contract, relax, contract, relax. So it's like working like a rubber band, stretching. Am I right? So for that, the center part should be round and the edges part should be spindle, so that muscle cells are in spindle shape for contracting and relaxation. And next, if you look at about nerve cell, it is long and branched, connected one with another, and it is too long. For example, now someone begged you. You got the information within fraction of second. If whether your mother, you won't return. But in the place of your mother, if your friend is present, then immediately you will give the gift again. If they beat you, you will return the gift again. Am I right? So how this information is passed very fast. For example, in your class, your friend is at back bench. Then you want to pass your lunch box very fast before arrival of the teacher. Then what you do? Immediately you pass one by one. Then what happens? It becomes delayed. If maybe your hand is so long, you can give directly to your friend. Am I right? So the cells, majorly the nerve cells, are present in your brain, should pass information to your body parts. Along with that, it also should get information from different parts too. So it has a functioning of passing information from. Now what is the function of nerve cell? Passes information from brain to different parts and also passes from different parts to your brain. So it should happen within fraction of second. To pass that, they are too long. If they are long, the information carried immediately to your brain, so that the nerve cells are long. So always here you should remember The shape of the cell depends upon its function. Do you understand? And next, some of them do not have any shape, like amoeba and white blood cells in our body. They don't have a particular shape due to the presence of a finger-like projections in their body called pseudopodia. So the finger-like projections present here are known pseudopodia. They help to move from one place to another place. When the finger-like projections are changing, the body shape also not being different. So that the cells which do not have different shape, they are known irregular shape. I written here no shape, but actually known irregular. There is no particular shape for them. And oblong, which are not much long but oblong, like a slipper animal. For example, paramecium. So like this, there are different shape of cells present in our body, in plant body, in a microorganisms also. Okay, the cells are in different shapes. Then we have to look at about the different sizes of cells. Okay, we look at about it. So as per the size, cells are varying from 0.1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. So small, tiny. Okay, meter converted into centimeters. Centimeters are nanometers. Nanometer is into micrometers. Again, micrometers are made up of angstroms. So micrometer can be measured in a under the microscope. Whatever you are identifying are measured in a micrometer. So generally, cell size is between 0.1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. So as per the size, there are three types of cells here: smallest, largest, longest. So what is the smallest cell present on the earth? That is mycoplasma. It's a bacteria known PPLO, 0.1 micrometers length. And what is PPLO then? PPLO, pleuropneumonia-like organism. So it appears like an organism which causes pneumonia in our body. So that it is named pleuropneumonia-like organism. And the next one, largest cell. You know ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is about 17 centimeters in diameter. Then what, madam, egg is a cell? Yes, egg is a cell. That is to single cell. Okay. So this egg actually is a largest cell because it is in 17 centimeters. With your scale, if you measure, the egg of the ostrich is 17 centimeters in diameter. Okay. You can stand on it. Not at all a big issue. And next, longest cell in our body. In a human nerve cell is the longest. How many centimeters you know? 90 centimeters to 1 meter. It is nothing but the exact size of this board. Maybe more than this. So 1 meter. With your 30 centimeter scale, if you measure 3 times, that is the length of your nerve cell present in your body. And it is folded and adjusted in your body to carry information. Do you understand? So these are the different sizes of cells, maybe specifical cells which are in different specification sizes. So the some other cells are between this 0.1 micrometer to 100 micrometer. Then now we have seen shape, size. Then what is the volume of cell? That we look at now. Start. So now look at. Generally, cell volume. The cell volume is generally fairly constant for a particular type of cell. So for this, I will try to give you example. For example, we look about kidney cell. Kidney cell value is same in rat, horse, even in human also. If you look at about kidney cell, for example, the value of the cell is same in rat or horse the size of the organism depends upon the number of cells, not based on the volume of cell. Because even in rat or a horse or an elephant or a human being, in any organism, the value of the cell is same. There is no variation. Then how it is varying? By the presence of number of cells present in it. So based on that, how organisms are classified. Now we look at next. So cell number. The cell number in an organism varies with the size of organism. Mean, for example, my body and rat body is not same. But in my body, the cell value, in a rat body cell value same. But how the size is varying? It's based on the presence of number of cells. For example, in my body, I have 100 trillion cells. Then in rat body, 20 billion or 2,000 cells or 2 lakh cells are present in them. So meaning here, the arrangement of number of cells, the presence of number of cells varies the size of the organism. For example, one organism is so big, for example elephant. Elephant is so big and ant is so small. Why elephant is so big? Because the size of the cell is so big, so that elephant is big? No. The size of the elephant depends upon the more number of cells. In elephant the number of cells are more, in ant the number of cells are less. Based on the presence of number of cells, the organisms are divided into two types. Unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. What are they? Unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. Then what are the unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms? We see it now. Unicellular organisms. Uni means one. Cellular, cell. Cellular means cell. One cell organisms mean the organisms which are made up of only one cell are called unicellular organisms. What is the meaning of unicellular organisms? The organisms which are made up of single cell. How many number of cells present in those organisms? Only one cell is present. Example, if you look at about amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, and some other are there. Just I gave here 3 examples. And these are the organisms, microorganisms are made up of single cell. This is amoeba, paramecium and bacteria. These are the organisms are made up of single cells. So that those organisms are called unicellular organisms. Then what are multicellular? We look at it. So multicellular organisms. Multi means many. Cellular, cell. The organisms which are made up of many number of cells, many cells are called multicellular organisms. For example, humans, animals and plants. My body is not made up of single cell. My body is made up of many cells. Even plant body also made up of many cells. Some of the animals like cow, buffalo, horse also made up of many cells, so that we can able to see them with our naked eye. Now can you? Yes, you can look at me. Even we can see organisms, plants, animals. So which can we see with our naked eye are made up of many number of cells. Then those organisms are known multicellular organisms. So based on the number, there are 2 types of organisms based on the presence of number of cells. Unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are made up of single cell. Then multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. So these are the shape, size and number of cells. Then what is the structure of different cells? So just we look at, today I'll tell you the common parts present in different cells, and later about differentiation between plant and animal cell. Okay, just we start. So now we look at about cell structure. So generally, any cell, if you take any cell, plant or animal or a human, any cell, microorganism, they have three common parts. Don't include virus. Virus is not a cell. Except virus, any living organism on the earth has three common parts in a cell, in the structure. What are they? Cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus. Cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Cell membrane, the membrane which is present around the cell. Cell which is covered by a membrane, a layer, is called cell membrane. And cytoplasm. Cyton means cell. Plasm means fluid. The fluid which is jelly like fluid present in a cell, it is known cytoplasm. And the last and final part is called nucleus, which is in center. The cell which I have taken here now is animal cell. In animal cell, the nucleus is present in center. So that, why it isn't present in center? Actually, the nucleus is like the brain of cell. For example, in our body we have brain which helping to control of all body activities, voluntary functions. Now I am talking, I can able to move my body parts, everything are under the control of my brain. Like the total cell is under the control of nucleus. So that this nucleus is also known brain of cell. What it is also known? Brain of cell. And this nucleus also commonly present in all cells present on the earth. So these are the three common parts present in the cell structure. And we will see next differentiation between plant and animal and eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells in the next class. But again, one more time I will repeat it. Now, the cell membrane which is present out of the cell, cytoplasm which is between cell membrane and nucleus. This jelly-like fluid is cytoplasm, and the center portion, nucleus, which is also known brain of the cell. Okay, so this nucleus has four parts actually. So what are those four parts? In which organism those four parts of the nucleus present and which of them not present, we will see in next class. And I'll tell you the differentiation between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and an eukaryotic plant and animal cell differentiation also I'll continue in the next class. So what we learned today? We learned today what is the shape of the cell, size of the cell, number of the cell, volume of the cell, and structure, common structure of the cell. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll have in our next class differentiation of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Thank you.